Hey, welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that I think a lot of us can relate to work, getting credit, and what you do when someone else gets the recognition you earned. We're going to dive into a story that really a masterclass in building a legacy so solid it just can't be ignored. I mean, come on, we all been there, right? It is one of the most frustrating thing. You pour everything you have into a project, late nights, brilliant ideas, only to stand by and watch someone else present it as their own and just soak up all the praise. It makes your blood boil. And, this isn't just about fairness, isn't it? It's deeper than that. It's about being seen. It's about your career, your chance to grow, your impact. So what's the move? Well, today we're looking at a woman who faced this on a literary historic scale. And the choice she made, it kind of redefines what power looks like. Her name was Rosalind Franklin. Her work was so absolutely essential to one of the biggest scientific discoveries of the 20th century. But the Nobel Prize for it? Yay, that went to a few other guys. This is the story of how that happened and, maybe more importantly, what she did about it. Welcome back to Second Bloom Journey, where we explore the stories of women who discovered their greatest power not despite their pain, but because of it. I'm Thuy Trương, and I'm here to walk alongside women over 40 who are ready to reclaim their power, reactivate the purpose, and unlock the potential that has already been within them. So, before we even get to the DNA drama, you have to understand who we're talking about. Rosalind Franklin was, and I don't say this lightly, a certified genius. From the time she was 15, she knew she was going to be a scientist. She didn't just go to school. She applied her research to the world effort and became the world-renowned expert in her field before she even turned 30. She was an absolute force, and her time in Paris really highlights what came next. In Paris, she was thriving. She was respected. She was in this free, collaborative environment. But then in 1951, she moved to King College in London to study DNA, and she walked into a totally different world, one that was isolating, competitive, and just deeply hostile to women. So she's at King's, and even with this toxic vibe, Franklin is right on the edge of this massive breakthrough. But the whole situation was just difficult from day one. See, she was hired to be an equal researcher, but her colleague, a guy named Maurice Wilkins, treated her like she was his assistant from the jump. It just poisoned from, the very beginning. And the exclusions she faced were just so blatant. Get this, the senior lunchroom, the place where all the male faculty would hang out, share ideas, build alliance, women were barred from it. So Franklin was completely shut out of those informal conversations where, let's be real, so much of science actually gets done. And yet, working pretty much alone, she and her graduate students spent hundreds of hours perfecting their X-ray photography. And then on May 6, 1952, they captured this, photo 51. It was an absolutely jaw-dropping breakthrough. It was the clearest picture anyone had ever seen of DNA's helical structure. Just look at it. Now, Franklin was a super meticulous scientist, so she set this photo aside, planning to publish it only when she had all the pieces of puzzle solved. But while she was carefully doing her work, her unpublished data was about to be passed along without her knowledge, without her consent. It all went down so simply it's almost devastating. This guy, James Watson, who was struggling to build a DNA model with Francis Crick, comes to visit the lab. And while he's there, Franklin's colleague, Maurice Wilkins, shows him photo 51. Watson later wrote that his jaw fell open. It was the missing piece. And let's be crystal clear, this was intellectual thief. Period. And then in the famous 1953 issues of Nature magazine, Watson and Crick's paper announcing the double helix model was published first. Franklin's paper, the one with the actual data their model was based on, was published third in the same issue, basically framed as supporting evidence. She was turned into a footnote in her own discovery. So, what did she do? I mean, she could have fought it. She could have made accusations, let bitterness just take over. But she made a different choice, a really powerful choice. She decided to focus on proof over praise. She chose to move on. She was just done with the hostile environment at King's, so she transferred to another school, Birkbeck College. And this wasn't her retreating. This was a strategic pivot. She basically decided, okay, I'm just gonna produce more work so undeniable that it will have to speak for itself. And oh, did she ever. At Birkbeck, she basically became a pioneer in the whole new field, structural virology. In just 5 years, she published 17 papers, made these fundamental discoveries about viruses, and became a globally respected leader. She didn't chase the credit. She just kept creating undeniable proof over her own brilliance. But tragically, she wouldn't live long enough to see her strategy fully pay off. In 1958, Rosalind Franklin died of ovarian cancer. She was only 37 years old. 4 years later, Watson, Crick, and Wilkins won the Nobel Prize. Her name wasn't even mentioned, but that is not where this story ends, not even close, because Franklin's strategy, right? It was built for the long game. She seemed to understand that tangible proof outlasts praise, and that eventually history would have to correct itself around the solid evidence she left behind. And yeah, it took decades, but it happened. Watson actually wrote a book where he belittled her, and it totally backfired, sparking this huge movement to restore her reputation. And then slowly, the accolades started rolling in. Buildings, universities, even a Mars rover, and a coin from the Royal Mint. History eventually bent toward the truth because her proof. It was just too powerful to ignore. Okay, so what does any of this have to do with you? Well, her story is this incredibly powerful strategy for anyone who's ever felt overlooked or undervalued at work. It's about figuring out how to build your own version of Photo 51. And it all comes down to this idea, the power of proof. It's about creating work and a record of that work that is so clear, so robust, that it just can't be questioned. It can't be written out of a story. It's about having the receipts. And here's how you can actually do it. Document everything, your methods, your process. Create what you could call a data room, a digital folder with all your drafts, your original ideas, your emails with timestamps. Make your work so clear that a coworker could actually reproduce it just from your documentation. Look, this isn't about paranoia. It's just smart professional practice. It's how you build powers that is totally independent of praise from others. I think the ultimate lesson from Rosalind Franklin's life is right here. Even when the system or the people around you try to diminish you, push you to the margins, your work and the proof you build around it ensures that you remain the center of your own story. So I leave you with this question to think about. That project you're on right now, what's your Photo 51? What's that one single document, that one key piece of data, that one email that would make your contribution absolutely undeniable to anyone who looked back? Find it, create it, and save it. because that's where your real power is. Thank you for being here today. If Rosalind's story resonates with you, share this episode with another woman who needs to hear it. And if you are ready to build your own proof, to document your own excellence, to create your own Photo 51, come find me. All my info is in the show notes. Let's build something undeniable together. Remember, you're not a footnote, you are the story. Now go write it with such clarity that no one can ever revise you out. I'll see you next time. Keep blooming.